in retirement, you're only going to be as comfortable as your spending habits also. So, you have a lot of people that they splurge.
Right.
It's hard for them to hold on to money. People that have what is called a savings addiction are the ones that really succeed in retirement because they don't spend money on stupid stuff. They invest money. Like I said, that has a lot to do with retirement. Like I said, and Black people as a whole, we feel as though, we get a large sum of money. We got to spend. You have to buy the fancy car. You have to do this, do that. That's the difference between successful retirement also, because if you're spending frivolously, you're not going to save a lot of money. So that's why a lot of people get forced back into work again because they still have bad spending habits.
Come out of retirement. Yeah. Like boxers, they come back out of retirement.
That's a huge problem, especially in our community.
Combine those stories with Rich was saying as far as being taught, and then what you were just saying, your normal spending habits as you go. Are you disciplined enough in order to do certain things? When I first went to the military, we used to get the checks, and
small.
Either go to the bank, cash it, and the weekends you go out party, like you said, you do certain things. This one guy, he was in like a whole year. And he had all his checks from the very first time check he had from the military. It's like, I think nowadays checks are only good for a year from the government. But back then, like you can have, as long as you got that check, you can cash it anytime. It's like, why are you not cashing your checks? Like, what are you doing? I don't even need, he said, I don't need the money. We had a chow hall. We get 3 meals and then we can go snack at night. So he don't have to pay for food. We had dormitories, so he had room and board.
Free room and board, yeah.
He didn't go out. He didn't do any of that stuff. So he was taught that, like, save your money and if you don't have to do anything or whatever. And again, back to Rich, if we were taught that growing up, we would have a little bit more responsibility or whereabouts as far as where your money is and what you need to do and in that aspect. But I never.
The key word. Mm-hmm.
I think I carried that with me, but I don't think I took the true meaning of what he was doing for, the longevity of that. And I'm curious. I would be curious to see what he's doing now, where he's at.
But we were talking about comfort level, what is considered comfortable. Even what it would be habits that Zeke were talking about. If you have good habits or bad habits or whatever, there's no comfort in that.
Or like, are you bringing in enough annually to cover your expenses?
Forget about that part. I'm saying there's no comfort in hard work. There's no comfort in doing the right thing all the time, which is why it's not accomplished as often as it should be. Okay, so if we're talking about being comfortable, even if you continuously do your due diligence on your savings and all that, there's no comfort there. That's why a lot of people drop out and fall off and leave this earth early, because they got to work so hard to keep the habits going right. And I can't do this, I can't do that. And you get to
it's
the
kind of
part
hard
where,
to stop spending bad money on the prostitutes and whores. You can't help yourself.
Here's the thing to think about also. You also have to look at the way the working world is heading to right now. A lot of things are being automated. So that's eliminating a lot of jobs, first and foremost. I've seen it happen with my company, where like whole departments have been eliminated because they're going to automation now. So you have to be able to work to have income.
Right.
So with a lot of jobs being eliminated, it's going to get harder down the line.
That's a different mindset also, Zeke, because technology is always going to change the working environment and the way things go. And a good example of that is, when we go from 8-track tapes to the CD to streaming, that took away a lot of jobs. I'm just using that as an example for job. And it moved the job market away from, nobody's buying those tapes anymore because it's all streaming, and you got to find your way in that technology in order to, you know, maintain your lifestyle. So if you were making tapes as your job and they went away from that, then I mean, that's just like what's happening today. AI is taking over a lot of stuff. If you're not learning or making sure you understand, you know, the best way to utilize that for yourself, right, then you're taking yourself out of the job market. You know,
right. I'm sitting here helping other people retire. You know, when you spend your money, like I was saying, and Zeke can account for this, when you spend your money on prostitutes and whores, you know, and then I'd be like, well, why are you doing this? Everybody got to work. I know. Everybody got to work. She say, everybody got to work. Wait a minute, Rich. Everybody got to work. I got to make my money because I need to retire. I'm saving everything. So I feel like I'm helping. You know what I mean?
That's right.
At some point, I'm helping people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That too, but you got to help yourself. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah,
Sean.
Hold on, let's
don't even go into that curveball.
I'm helping myself. You know what I mean?
Don't even try to
hit me in my head already.
I'm helping myself. Curved. You know, twice. I said, "Damn, how much more you need for this thing to happen again?" I'm helping myself.
I'm gonna intentionally go back to Zeke so he can balance
attest for that too.
Balance that out.
Well, see, all that comes right back around to bad spending habits. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't feel bad at the time.
Terrible spending habit.
When I was
like
spending
if you stray away from the hookers and the prostitutes, stay on the straight and narrow, the more money you'll have in your pocket, Collins.
I was going to try that. I'm going to try that. You know what I mean? Because it seemed like I was doing a good thing. I was happy. You know what I mean? And I was helping at the same time. So I need this money to retire. I said, "Here, bitch, take it."
Oh, this is a good segue to move on. Hot rod, yeah. He's about 20.
Next topic.
So this moves us into how much
I ain't got no more money, bitch.
How much is I'm done working money?